Right, good afternoon, Year 5s. Now, over the next few weeks, you are very lucky, actually, because we've got some very wise people coming into our school to help us learn about the Romans. What we are going to be particularly looking at are the Romans here that came to Castor and built a town very nearby to us.
Which city did the Romans come from? What language did the Romans speak? If you ask what the Romans were really good at, they were good at fighting, they had an excellent, well-organised army. They were good at administration, they could run their provinces, their colonies properly, okay? And they were brilliant engineers.
And the Roman town is called Duro Breva.
There's a picture of a Roman brick with cement on it, still all these nearly 2,000 years later, okay? They had tiled roofs. These are Roman tiles found in the church here, okay? Yeah, that's a pagan Roman altar. They worship their god by putting stuff on there, offerings. And one of the offerings these were put on was that plant up there called valerian. There's some red valerian just here, and actually it's the roots they use. They squash the roots and get powder from the roots, okay? That's red valerian. But they also put it on their altars as an offering. So very good.
Who can show me some Roman brick in the church wall? Yep, the orange bits. Yep. Excuse me, but this church was built in 1100 and something, 600 years after the Romans left. So why has it got Roman bricks in the wall?
Oh, is it because they just found them? They found the Roman
Yes, correct.
When the people who built the church came here, they found all these Roman columns around and thought, I know, we can use them as bricks to build the church. There's more of them. You cut it sliced in half, do you see? Yeah? And some small all the way along here. Do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These ones here, like that. See the round ones, yeah? And if you look, see those, and see above it, 2 more smaller ones. Okay, circular ones. And over here, if you look around, you can see lots of them.
Okay, here are some Roman coins. They're quite small, aren't they? They're very important because you can tell dates of things by what's on the coins. You know, which emperor's head they've got on them and things like this, okay? And here's the different pottery, you see, different colours. Some of it was made locally, like this. Some of it came all the way from France. It's called Samian ware. It's very pretty, isn't it? Okay. And in the others, we've got bits of brick and bits of tile like you saw in the classroom. These were all pictures that were drawn by a man about 200 years ago. And his name was Edmund Artis. Now, what Artis discovered was that all these buildings around the back of the church, all these foundations, were in fact one big building. Our best guess is it was something similar to a palace. Now, some of the pictures he drew, he actually put himself in. Which person do you think Mr. Artis is? There, yeah, he's the one in the top hat, can you see? And who else is in the picture? And what are they doing?
Digging.
They're digging, aren't they? And he's telling them what to do, okay?
The Roman palace is enormous. It's right underneath the church. The walls that you can see are sticking out the walls there. Those are the Roman walls that still survive on that side. And there are other Roman walls there. So you could work out how big, how long across the top of the hill the Roman palace was. So if you look at an image like that, it's interesting to think archaeologically what would survive and what wouldn't survive. That's a bowl that somebody's had their breakfast out of. What about that? It's called colour-coated ware, and Castor is very, very famous for producing colour-coated ware. What do you think those are? Those lighter marks there? They're fingerprints, because he's done that. So you can see the potter's fingerprints 2,000 years ago, who's put his, be very careful with it, but if you keep it on the table, see if your fingerprints fit it and pass it round.
Put in the bone file. It's interesting, isn't it? Because look how different those two bits of pottery are.
We're finding pieces, like separating pieces of pottery Like bones, metal, pottery, building, shells, braidware, shells. Yeah, and building materials. Look what we found. We don't know if that's the top of the bottle or something. Probably is.
This is Normangate Field. It's Normangate Field, which is actually a very, very famous place in the Roman period. Well, that's where all the metalworking and the pottery kilns for this area are. Now, Edmund Artis saw that field over there, and if you turn round now and look towards the pylons and into the field, when he dug in that field about 300 metres out, he found the remains of a Roman villa. What we're doing right now is you're all sitting right on the top of the Roman road, Ermine Street, right over the top. If I said some really important emperors had passed along here on their horses, some really, really important people.
This is Denticus, who has a sore tooth. The main treatment. I hope you've got a really good grip of him. Get his hands down. Acting, come on, scream, wide, wide. So he's run over his leg, it's broken his leg, there's big wound and there's lots of bone and bits sticking out. Oh, I don't like the look of this. Saw through the leg, through the bone, really quickly.
This is a bit embarrassing. My name is Septimus, and for the last week my visits to the latrine house have produced nothing. I can't go.
This is called a rectal speculum. It's something you shove up people's bottoms and open up to have a look.